Hello, my name is Gwen Schaefer. I have a PhD, but I am serving in the role of Esquire in order to discuss legal and patent issues concerning the drug Duloxetine. What you see is a typical 60 milligram Cymbalta pill made by Eli Lilly. Everything about this pill is covered by regulations, including patent and trademark protection. It covers the active ingredient duloxetine, its synthesis, formulation, inert ingredients, manufacture, and even the identifying colors and marks on this slow-release capsule. All of these things gave Lilly a period of time to profit from its research and invention before facing generic competition. The most important patent Lilly filed for duloxetine is U.S. patent number 5023269, which covers a specific class of molecules that inhibit the uptake of serotonin and norepinephrine. This includes a molecule known as duloxetine. The patent covers the active ingredient and it's used to treat depression, pain, anxiety, and a few other indications. It prevents generic competition during the life of the patent. The timeline of this patent is shown here. It started with an initial patent filing by Lilly on December 22, 1986. Lilly abandoned this specific application but kept filing continuations until it was issued in 1991. Keep in mind that Lilly kept duloxetine on the shelf for several years and did not have its NDA approved by the FDA until 2003. The patent was issued on June 11, 1991, and it was set to expire 17 years later in 2008. The patent lifetime was extended twice, once for 5 years by the Hatch-Waxman Act and once for 6 months by the FDA's pediatric exclusivity. The patent expired on December 12, 2013, but under the Hatch-Waxman Act, the competition was restricted to a handful of generic companies that had previously obtained FDA approval to make a generic duloxetine. After June 12, 2014, generic competition was open to all. Let me go into further detail about the patent extensions. The first is the 5-year extension from the Drug Price Competition and Patent Restoration Act, better known as the Hatch-Waxman Act. To quote the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the part of the Act codified as 35 U.S.C. 156 was designed to create new incentives for research and development of certain products subject to pre-market government approval by a regulatory agency. The statute enables the owners of patents on certain drugs to restore to the terms of those patents some of the time lost while awaiting pre-market government approval from a regulatory agency. In other words, it takes so long to receive approval for a new drug that companies are given more time to earn back their original investment. The second point of this act is to let generic competition start quickly after patent expiration. I quote, "Congress provided that it shall not be an act of infringement, for example, to make and test a patented drug solely for the purpose of developing and submitting information for an abbreviated new drug application." Now, many drugs are marketed exclusively for adults, but may be used off-label for other populations and conditions. Thus, the FDA pediatric exclusivity, and because the FDA wants to encourage more companies to run clinical trials involving pediatric or adolescent patients, so more is known about a drug's effect. Commonly, companies avoid testing drugs in children because unexpected side effects, perhaps from improper dosing, could derail the approval process. Now, consequently, the FDA will reward a company for running such clinical trials by granting them an extra 6 months of marketing exclusivity. This applies even if the company has no intention of asking for permission to market their drug to children or adolescents. And by running the adolescent clinical trial, Lilly gained an estimated $1.5 billion in additional Cymbalta sales. Do not get the impression that Lilly's success with duloxetine resulted from one patent. Far from it. Lilly filed many patents on all aspects of duloxetine in the United States and abroad. This shows 4 different U.S. patent families and their priority dates. The priority dates are important as they give Lilly the head start that prevents generic competition. It also reflects when patent coverage runs out. 3 of these patent families cover the use of the drug for different medical conditions. All were important aspects of Lilly's research and marketing campaigns. If, for example, there's an important use for the medication discovered, then the first person that files a use application for that indication is the one who's permitted to sell it for that reason. Although, again, drugs can be sold off-label for other conditions. Lilly patented the use of duloxetine in stress urinary incontinence in the U.S. and abroad, but they did not get FDA approval initially and chose not to pursue the case. However, Lilly did receive European patents and marketing approval for this use, which they sold under the brand name Yentrev. Lilly filed many patents to protect its intellectual property concerning duloxetine. However, many other companies staked out patent territory in the race to become a successful generic competitor. This pie chart highlights the 5 most prolific patent filers, with the rest grouped together as one. Lilly, with a 9% share, is second only to Teva, a major generic drug company, in terms of the percentage of patents applied for. In general, of the patents filed, Teva's cover molecular form, process, and formulation, what you would need to make a generic copy. And BASF, a chemical company, covers synthesis. And Cypress Biosciences covered the manufacture of Cymbalta, another SNRI that is in the duloxetine class. Now here is the patent filing trend for duloxetine. The chart is a timeline which shows each patent application color-coded by category. The first patent application was filed by Lilly in 1986. It is the application that eventually became patent number 5023269 and was issued in 1991, as I discussed earlier. The process category accounts for nearly half of the 310 filings up to 2012. Formulation and use account for around 17% each, followed by molecular and assay patents. There are only a total of 2 patents were filed for use of duloxetine in combination with another drug. If you follow this timeline, the initial burst in patent filings occurs around 2001, when Lilly first files a new drug application with the FDA. The second spike occurs as the original 2008 patent expiration date approaches. Many of these were filed by Lilly to find ways to continue patent protection, but mainly it represents companies establishing their own turf when generic competition hits the market. So, in conclusion, despite keeping it on the shelf for many years, Lilly made very good use of their patents and legal defense to provide duloxetine with a very profitable lifespan in the market. And thank you very much for your attention.